Hi everyone. So welcome back to my YouTube Tech Stack Learning channel. I hope you all are doing great. So today I'm going to give you a practical example, or maybe you can say it as the real-time projects. So that is nothing but it's a real-time chat application in Node.js, which is something very good to start with to explore the WebSocket technology, which actually enables a real-time communication between clients and the servers. Okay, so let's get started. Before digging into the practical work on this real-time chat, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe and support my channel. If you have any specific requirement or any questions around the Node.js, please drop a message in the comment section. I would surely reply back. And if you have any specific topic you want to explore along with me, go ahead and drop it over the section. I'll surely get back to you on that. Okay, so let's get started. So as I told, I'm going to create a real project on this chat application. So before we do that, let me just have a project or a directory set up for my project. So what I'll do here is I'll just create one folder inside this project's main directory, that is real time chat. Okay, this is my project which I'm going to work on today. So inside that, let's go ahead and create, let's go into this particular directory. So we'll say cd projects, then real time. Okay, so I'm here in my directory. So before we start, as we all know this, for the server, let's go with the Express, and for the real chat application, we need a socket.io module as well. So let's first install those modules. Okay, uh, do that npm, sorry, that's some issue, npm install express, then put space and give socket.io. Okay, so it's getting installed. Yeah, it got installed. So the installation of these two modules which is required for our code is completed. So now let's go ahead and create, let's start with the server code. Okay, so let me go ahead and create a file. Let me go ahead and create a file name as server.js. Okay, server .js, and let's start writing the code. So since we are going to use the express, we are going to import express here. Okay, so if you haven't, if you're not aware of express server, I have a session already done on this express in my series. Please go ahead and watch it out. So I'll be using http module as well. Okay, so let me just import this module 2. Okay, so now we have imported these two modules, which is very important for our development, and another one which is required is the socket IO, right? So let's import socket as well. So from socket, we are going to use server. So socket.io. So these are the key three modules which we need for our server side. Okay, so let's start initializing the express app. Okay, so we'll say const app equal to express. Okay, then once we have initialized, let's create a server. Okay, so it will be http dot create server of app. Okay, so here what we are actually doing, we are initializing the express app. Okay, now let's create a socket server. Okay, so we will do const io equal to new server of server. Sorry, this is not the HTTP server. It's going to be server of server. Okay. Okay. So now we have initialized Express app. Then also we created a IO server. Now let's serve static files from the public folder. So for example, now we have to also create a client, right? The client, this is basically real-time chat application. So the server itself will also be hosting the client as well. That is, if you are going to create an index.html, when that has to be hosted, correct? So let's also create a hosting of serving the static file as well. Okay, so we will do express dot static. So we are saying whatever is there in the public folder that gets served as a static file, serving static files from the public folder. Okay, so this folder can be anything. You can provide those names here, whatever the folders you're going to create. Okay, now next is handling the WebSocket connection. So we have already created IO server, so we will just do IO on connection, right? Connection is an event, and what we will do is we will create a callback. Okay, then uh, we will just say that as and when someone initiates a connection, we will just put a log telling that user has been connected, or new user has been joined the chat. Okay, so this is how we can say. Okay. mm, so once this is done, sorry, so yeah, this is how we handle the things, right? Okay, so we will also do we have to listen for the incoming chat message, right? So what we will do is socket.io. Once the connection is established, we are going to listen to the incoming chat message. Okay, this is the we are telling on this is not IO, this is on chat message, and we say we are capturing the message here, and we're telling uh, we are telling emit, just a second. So on socket, uh, on this chat message, listening to the incoming chat message, whenever that particular chat message event is on, right? So what I'll have to do is I have to emit the chat message. Okay, basically this is basically whichever the client has joined, right? I'm going to broadcast all this message to my all clients. Okay, this is where what I'm doing right now with this particular emit thing. Now handling the disconnection. Now what we did is we just listened for the incoming chat. So now if somebody is disconnecting, right, so we have to listen that as well. So here I'll put disconnect, then I'll say um, I'll listen to the disconnect event. Okay, so whenever user is disconnected, so in connections we are adding this, and on disconnection we are telling that, maybe we can copy paste the same. We can say new has been disconnected the chat. Okay, this is about the disconnected event. Okay, So now this is about the socket connection, how to accept the incoming chat and how to disconnect the socket. Okay, now we have all the settings. Now the thing is we have to start the server. Okay, so what we will do, we will just uh, port equal to process dot env dot port. Okay, or what we can do is, if there is no port identified in the env variable, defaultly we use is 3000 or whatever the port we want to use. Okay, now we will do server dot listen, and then we'll put port comma, then this, we have to listen to this, right? And we will just put a log, console dot log of server is running on port, just give port. Okay, this is how we have our this is how our code is being set up for the server side. Okay, now before we run this, let's also create a one like a simple front end code where we can chat with the server and get the response. Okay, as you know, we have given the public folder, so we can just create another folder name here as public. Okay, and inside that you can create maybe index.html. So in this index.html, we will just we will just start typing the code. Okay, so HTML, I hope people are aware of basic HTML. If not, you can refer to this. This is the simple code which I'm using right now, because our main focus is on the Node.js. So the simple HTML code, I'm going to write it for you guys. Okay. Okay. So this is structured of HTML code. Let's write head. Okay. Then inside head, there is like some few meta tags we need to add. Okay. Meta char set equal to UTF. This is some of the standard tags which we need to always add. Okay, meta name equal to viewport, then content equal to width, uh, width equal to device width. Okay, and then what we will do is initial scale we will just give like 1.0. Okay, so let me reduce this a bit. Okay, okay, then we will just close this. Okay, these are the two meta tags which we are using right now. This is all for the UI to handle it well. Okay, now let's add a title for my HTML page. Okay, so what I'll do is title, so I'll just give real-time chat application. Okay, and then we will just go ahead and write the code. Okay, so what I'll do is CSS will come to it later. We'll just have a base structure of our code ready first. Okay, so what I'll do first, h1, then I'll put real-time chat application. Okay, So what I'll do now, I'll just run this for now. Okay, we will see how this serving works and then we'll continue on the further code. So we are already here. So what I'll do, node server.js. Okay, server is running. So new user has joined the chat because I have already opened it, right? So yeah, so if you see, this is my code which is running real-time chat application. So you see, this has been served all the public, it is in the public, so it has been served this particular application. Okay, so now let me continue the code. This is just headers we have added, right? Now let's try to add whatever is required for us, right? So let's add UL. So we'll just have some placeholder for this messages, right? So messages, then we'll just give the ID as messages. Okay, and now we have to just create one form, okay, so that it accepts the input ID. We'll just put uh, input. Okay, we'll just put input, then a placeholder will add, otherwise it doesn't look good, right? It just gives you the place. Enter your message. Okay, messages. Okay, then what we will do, we'll just close this. Enter your messages. uh, oh, one sec, there's some missed it. One sec. So form is this, right? So let's close this form. Okay, first let's close this form. I must have closed this form. So now what I'll do is, inside this form I want a input, right? So what I'll do here I'll give input. Okay, so I'll put input, then we will just put that placeholder whatever we have added it. Okay, that is how the input ID is ready. Now we should also put a button. Okay, button we will just put maybe send. Okay, then we'll just put send as a message. So now we have the form is also up. So let's see how it looks. So you see, this is how our simple things looks like, right? Simple chat. So now let's come to the let's think about the actual functionality rather the CSS. Okay, so what I'll do now here is I'm just going to create a script where um, we have to write all the connections and stuff, right? So since we are using the socket IO, let's also import the library for this front-end client library, right? uh, Socket.io library, so that it can also use those to initiate a connection with the front backend. Okay, so we have imported this script. Okay, this is the library script. Now let's write our script within the another tag. Script. Then first what we have to do is we will have to call the socket IO here. This get picked from this library. Okay, now what we will do, form equal to document dot get element by id of what id we have given, form, right? Form, we will take it. Okay, so we are just getting the thing. Same way we will have to get for the input and the messages as well. Okay, so let me just copy paste this. So for input we will say input, and the id is input. Same way messages, okay, id is messages. So we have selected all the required 3 elements from our UI. Okay, now we have to add a listener. Form is a element, right? Add event listener of whenever there is a submit, whenever there is some submit happening from the form side, there should be a function be called. Okay, so function of e. Okay, then we will have e dot prevent default. Okay, and then if what we were doing, if input dot value, if there is a value, sorry, input dot value. Okay, if input dot value, then what we are going to emit is emit chat message. You remember we have created this event listener event in our backend server, right? So we just pass whatever the value being uh, being entered by the user. Okay, then we will be clearing the value. This is what we're trying to do on the submit of the form. Okay, now what we have to do is listen for the chat messages from the server. So whatever the messages server is sending back, that also has to be listened from here, right? So what I'll do here is I'll also listen socket dot io of chat message. From there also we get the message, right? There will be a message getting listened from here also. That is a broadcast which I was talking about, where I'm going to broadcast all the messages to all the clients. Okay, so const item. So where do you want to show it? So I will create one element where it has to be shown. Okay, create element of one li list. I'll create. Okay, then what I'll do is item dot text content equal to, I'll just display that message whatever has been received to me. Okay, then I'll keep on appending it. Okay, so we have that messages element, right? So I'll keep on appending the whatever the messages I'm getting. Okay, then so if this is mainly for scrolling, like if the messages are too much, right, it needs to keep on scrolling accordingly, right? So that way, as per the body, we'll just scroll, right? Okay. So I believe we are having a simple application ready. Let's run and see. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll open this as a uh, two two tabs. Okay, one tab is this, one tab is this, and another tab is this. So what I'll do is the first tab I'm just telling, hey, I am from first tab, and I'm just pressing send. Okay, looks like there is some issue. Let's see what is that issue. Let's go to the console. Socket IO is not a function, so there is some error in my code. See, there is some error in my code. Let's debug that. What is that? Okay, let's see. So line number, it says sock 29, right? You can see that new user has been joined, right? Just that there is some issue with my code. Let me see how this goes. Oh, it's a mistake. See again, it's not IO. This is should be on, right? So let me reload my page again. Okay, now let me reload this as well. So let me type, hey, I'm from first tab. You can see this has been added here, and I'm going to the second tab, and you can see this has been added here. This has been broadcasted completely. So like, hey, I am second tab. You can see this also get added here, and see the first tab also it is added. Okay, I'm happy. So this got added here. Okay, so this is how the basic chat works, where you will have real-time chat between the client and the server. Okay, so if you assume now, if I'm going to close one of the tab, you should see that message coming up telling that new user has been disconnected. Okay, so okay, so this is all about how you can chat between server and the client. I hope you have enjoyed this session with the live coding of a real world chat application. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel, like and share to your friends. So thanks for watching again, and see you in the next exciting real world project.